Good evening and welcome to BI Grace News. Tonight we turn to a deeply emotional and unexpected development from the reality television series 1,000 Pounds Sisters, where Amy and Brian have reportedly shared a shocking wedding update with their family, including Tammy, a relationship long described as tense and emotionally complicated. What should have been a moment of celebration has instead opened old wounds, raised difficult questions, and forced long-standing family conflicts into the spotlight once again. Tonight, we examine what this announcement means, how family members reacted, and why this moment could represent a major turning point in one of reality television's most intense sibling relationships. Family dynamics under pressure. For years, viewers of 1,000 Pounds Sisters have witnessed a family struggling with health challenges, emotional trauma, and unresolved conflicts. Amy has often taken the role of caregiver, mediator, and emotional support for Tammy, even during moments when the relationship became strained or openly hostile. Tammy, meanwhile, has publicly expressed feelings of abandonment, jealousy, and frustration, particularly when Amy's personal life began to improve. This history makes any major life announcement, especially one involving marriage, emotionally charged for everyone involved. Family experts note that when one member reaches a milestone, it can unintentionally highlight the struggles of others, creating tension, even when happiness is genuine. The wedding update that changed the mood. According to reports from family conversations shown on the program, Amy and Brian shared new wedding plans that were not expected by the rest of the family. While details were limited, the announcement reportedly included timing, ceremony expectations, and personal boundaries that surprised those present. What shocked many was not only the decision itself, but the fact that Tammy was included in the conversation, despite previous emotional conflicts and public disagreements. Sources close to the family suggest that Amy wanted transparency rather than secrecy, hoping honesty might prevent further resentment. However, that honesty appears to have triggered strong emotional reactions. Tammy's response and emotional reaction. Tammy's reaction, according to those familiar with the situation, was intense and deeply emotional. Rather than responding with celebration, she reportedly expressed feelings of betrayal, fear of being left behind, and anger over not being prioritized. Mental health professionals explain that individuals who feel dependent on family support may experience major life changes as personal threats, even when those changes are positive for others. Tammy's struggles with independence, health, and emotional security may have amplified her reaction to the wedding news. While some viewers criticize her response, experts caution against simplifying complex emotional trauma into labels like jealousy or selfishness. The psychological weight of family transitions. Major life transitions, such as marriage, often expose unresolved family issues. Therapists note that weddings do not only unite couples, they redefine family structures, shifting responsibilities and emotional priorities. For Amy, moving forward with Brian may represent stability, independence, and a chance to build a future separate from constant caregiving. For Tammy, it may feel like abandonment and loss of emotional safety. These opposing emotional realities can exist at the same time, making such moments painful even when they are meant to be joyful. Reality TV and private pain. Unlike most families, Amy and Tammy's conflicts unfold under constant camera presence. Reality television adds pressure by turning private emotional struggles into public entertainment. Every reaction becomes subject to online judgment, memes, and speculation. Media analysts argue that while reality shows provide awareness of health and emotional struggles, they can also intensify conflict by rewarding dramatic moments with attention and ratings. This raises ethical questions about how much private family conflict should be broadcast to millions of viewers. Between love and self-preservation. At the heart of this situation lies a difficult truth. Love does not mean sacrificing one's future. Amy has repeatedly expressed her desire to build a stable life, create emotional boundaries, and protect her mental health. At the same time, she continues to express concern for Tammy's well-being. Family counselors emphasize that supporting a struggling relative does not require abandoning personal growth. However, establishing boundaries can feel painful and even cruel to those who rely heavily on emotional support. This creates a moral and emotional dilemma that many families quietly face, but few experience so publicly. Conclusion. What began as a wedding update has now become a powerful reflection of long-standing family struggles, emotional dependence, and the painful process of change. For Amy and Brian, the future represents commitment and hope. For Tammy, it may represent fear, uncertainty, and emotional loss. Whether this moment leads to healing or deeper division remains uncertain. But one thing is clear. This family continues to navigate complex emotional territory where love, frustration, and loyalty are deeply intertwined. Good evening and welcome to By Grace News. Tonight we report on a surprising family announcement from 1,000 Sisters that may signal a new chapter not only for Amy and Brian, but for the entire family dynamic, including a possible shift in the long-standing rivalry between Amy and Tammy. Amy and Brian recently shared an unexpected wedding update with family members, a moment that some insiders say was carefully timed and emotionally significant, especially because Tammy was included in the discussion. Tonight, we analyze why this moment matters for family unity, how production may be shaping the narrative, and what this could mean for the future of the show. A rare moment of inclusion. What stood out most in this announcement was not the wedding itself, but the decision to include Tammy in the conversation from the beginning. For years, viewers have seen strained communication and emotional distance between the sisters. By choosing to involve Tammy early, Amy and Brian may be signaling an effort to rebuild trust and avoid the secrecy that previously caused resentment. Family therapists explain that inclusion during major life decisions can reduce feelings of exclusion and promote cooperation, even in damaged relationships. In that sense, the wedding update may represent a strategic step toward healing rather than conflict. Production influence and timing. Reality television rarely captures moments by accident. Industry insiders point out that major announcements are often scheduled during filming periods to maximize emotional storytelling. However, that does not necessarily mean emotions are fake. It means timing is influenced by production needs. Producers may encourage group conversations instead of private ones to allow multiple perspectives to be heard. This can create the appearance of confrontation, but it can also allow families to address issues more directly, rather than through gossip or secondhand information. In this case, bringing Tammy into the conversation may have been encouraged to prevent future misunderstandings. Shifting family roles. Another major factor is how family roles may be changing. For a long time, Amy has been viewed as the emotional anchor of the family, often stepping in to help Tammy during medical and personal crises. Marriage naturally changes priorities and responsibilities. With Brian becoming a stronger presence in Amy's daily life, family support structures may begin to shift. Rather than seeing this as abandonment, some family members may view it as a chance for Tammy to develop greater independence and new support systems. Experts note that changing roles are necessary for long-term family health, even if the transition feels uncomfortable. Possible path toward reconciliation. Despite past conflicts, there have been moments where both sisters expressed concern and love for each other. The wedding announcement may create an opportunity for new boundaries that reduce emotional dependency while preserving family connection. Counselors say reconciliation does not always mean becoming close again. Sometimes it means learning how to coexist with healthier expectations. If Tammy can accept Amy's new stage of life, and if Amy can maintain supportive communication without sacrificing her own growth, this could represent a more stable relationship going forward. What this means for the show. From a television perspective, major life events often signal shifts in show direction. Weddings, medical breakthroughs, and reconciliations often become central story arcs in reality programming. Producers may now focus on new household dynamics, long-term health goals, individual independence rather than constant crisis. This could mark a transition from conflict-driven storytelling to growth-oriented narratives, which some fans have been requesting for years. Public responsibility and viewer impact. The show has long been praised for raising awareness about obesity, mental health, and family caregiving. Moments like this wedding update remind viewers that progress is not only medical, it is emotional and social. By showing families navigating change, the series may encourage viewers facing similar situations to pursue healthier boundaries in their own lives. This gives the announcement importance beyond entertainment. Conclusion. While the wedding update may have seemed shocking at first, its deeper meaning may lie in what it represents for family healing and personal growth. Including Tammy in the conversation may be a sign that despite past conflicts, she remains part of the family's future. For Amy and Brian, the path forward includes building a life together. For Tammy, it may include redefining her role within the family. Good evening, and welcome to By Grace News. Tonight, we examine a surprising development from 1,000-pound sisters that goes far beyond romance and celebration. Amy and Brian have reportedly shared a wedding update that includes important financial and legal decisions, information that caught family members off guard, including Tammy, whose reaction reflects long-standing concerns about security and future care. This story is not about emotion or rivalry. It is about responsibility, planning, and the realities of building stability after years of medical and financial hardship. Why this wedding update was shocking. According to sources close to the family, the update involved more than setting a wedding date. Amy and Brian reportedly discussed changes in household finances, future living arrangements, medical responsibility planning, legal decision-making authority. For a family that has relied heavily on shared support systems, these announcements signaled a major structural change. What surprised relatives most was how formal and immediate some of these decisions appeared. Experts say that when couples who have experienced financial stress move toward marriage, they often prioritize stability over celebration. Impact on family support systems. Historically, family members have shared responsibilities related to transportation, healthcare coordination, and daily living support. With Amy preparing to legally merge finances and responsibilities with Brian, certain caregiving expectations may shift. This raised concerns among relatives about who will manage ongoing health-related needs in the household. Tammy's reported discomfort may reflect a fear of losing practical support rather than emotional jealousy. Social workers explain that in families with medical challenges, changes in caregiving arrangements can be more disruptive than emotional conflicts. Legal planning and medical decisions. One of the most serious aspects of the update involved legal authority in emergencies. Marriage can change. Hospital visitation rights. Medical decision authority. Insurance responsibilities. These changes are especially significant in families where chronic health conditions are present. Amy and Brian's decision to formalize legal protections may be viewed as a step toward independence, but also reduces extended family involvement in crisis situations. This legal shift may explain why the announcement felt heavy and unsettling to some family members. Financial pressures behind the scenes. Reality television does not always reflect real financial reality. While the show provides income, medical expenses, mobility equipment, and long-term care costs can be substantial. Financial advisors note that marriage often triggers reassessment of debt, insurance coverage, and future expenses. Amy and Brian's wedding update may have included practical cost-cutting measures that affect family gatherings, shared transportation, or housing support. These decisions, though sensible, can feel cold or abrupt to relatives who are emotionally attached to shared routines. Tammy's position in the new structure. From a practical standpoint, Tammy's role within the family may change as Amy establishes a new household structure. Experts emphasize that dependence on siblings is not a sustainable long-term support model. This transition could push Tammy toward greater independence or professional care arrangements. While difficult, such changes can sometimes improve long-term stability and self-reliance. However, sudden shifts without gradual planning can trigger anxiety and resistance. What viewers don't often see. Television audiences usually focus on emotional reactions, not logistical consequences. But behind every televised family moment are contracts, insurance policies, and real-world obligations. This wedding update likely represents months of planning rather than a sudden emotional decision. Producers may highlight conflict, but families often experience these moments as serious discussions about survival and stability. Conclusion. While headlines may focus on rivalry and surprise, the deeper reality behind this wedding update appears rooted in financial responsibility and legal preparation. Amy and Brian are not only planning a marriage, they are restructuring how care, money, and decision-making will function in the future. For Tammy and other family members, this represents uncertainty and adjustment rather than simple emotional disagreement. And for viewers, this moment serves as a reminder that behind reality television drama, there are real people facing real-world consequences that cannot be solved by emotion alone. That's all for this segment of By Grace News. Thank you for watching.